My Worst Date. I'm Cassie.
I'm Keegan.
I'm Christina.
Okay, so I texted you guys yesterday and I was like, have you seen the Paul Hollywood thing? And Cassie hadn't seen it. This got sent to me because
it's amazing.
Of course, it's amazing. Look, I am sure nobody's eyes are that blue who's like not a complete fuckboy. Like he's done some damage, Paul Hollywood, for sure, right? Like we can all agree to that. However, this just made me love him so much more. So he got pulled over and he ended up with a $700 fine for speeding. So, you know, when you get a $700 fine for speeding and like 5 points taken off of your license and all this stuff, he gets pulled over because he was going nearly 100 miles an hour.
Holy shit.
And he was quote unquote bullying people in the like fast lane. Like he was like tailgating them to get them like out of the way. And when they pulled him over, he was like, I have to get my cat to the vet. He was speeding to get his cat to the vet.
Like 100 miles an hour.
And I was like, relatable,
people.
baby.
You got to do. I mean,
the way that I would do the same fucking thing.
I'd be like, come with me.
Yes. I was like, can you give me a police escort?
Right.
So the cat, I guess, had some lung issues. And every article that I had read about this did not address if the cat was okay. And I was like, this is really important information. So Paul Hollywood posted a picture of his cat Bella. He posted a picture and he said, for those asking after reading recent stories, yes, Bella is all good after a severe lung issue. She had us panicking for a while. Her fur is growing back now too. Thank you. And I was like, look, yeah, I'll go 100 miles an hour to get if I was really scared that something was really wrong, I absolutely would do the same thing.
Here's the other thing that I think men who like cats are more likely to like women.
Yeah.
Green flag.
Yeah. Green flag. Absolutely.
Green flag. Mm-hmm.
No question. Yeah. Green flag.
And Paul Hollywood loves cats.
Love it.
Yeah.
I love cats too. So I don't know if it's always.
Can I tell you, I have built my algorithm brick by brick because Instagram is now showing me.
Okay, never mind.
Instagram, not TikTok.
Okay.
TikTok is a shared venture.
Yeah. Wild shared venture.
So I've been like working out, trying to get into weight training. And now Instagram is showing me reels of this guy who is demonstrating how to do various like dumbbell movements, like deadlifts and stuff, using his cat. He has like the most chill cat of all time.
Precious.
Just bicep curls with the cat.
Chuck would. Chuck would let me
Yes.
for sure. At least for a while.
Mine wouldn't. Neither of mine would.
Have you seen those videos where people are stretching the cats? Is that a real thing? Are you supposed to stretch your cat?
I mean,
I have been getting things about massaging your cat, which I feel like they would enjoy.
Chuck stretches himself
massage
out.
my cat.
Yeah, I don't feel like I need to stretch my cats out. I feel like they've got it. They've got that covered, you know?
Yeah, I don't know if that's just the latest TikTok trend or like what, but I was like, is this a thing? Are you supposed to be stretching your cat?
My
Cat people are the
himself out.
best. Cat people are the best people. I'm sorry.
Oh
They're
my
so
God.
fucking funny.
He stretches himself out and we call him Long Boy. Ooh,
Long boy.
Ooh, look at the long boy. Look at this long boy.
I love all the various names that pets acquire beyond their government name. Like, and they're so unrelated sometimes.
Yeah.
It's just funny to me, like, how that turns from, like, Leroy into, you know, we call him lots of different things. Yeah, our latest one's been Ferdinand because he reminds me of Ferdinand the Bull.
Oh, yeah.
That is so funny because it's a nickname that's like longer than his actual name.
Yeah.
I kept, when I took Oliver in to get fixed, they put a little thing on his carrier that said Oliver Winfield on it.
Oh.
And I kept it, and it's on my fridge because I was just like, that is the cutest thing ever.
Yeah, his full government name.
They have my last name.
Charles has a full government name, and it is Charles Xavier Norris Young Paxton. When he's in trouble. And when he's in trouble, he gets the full fucking name, dude. Charles Xavier Norris Young Paxton.
God,
or we
that's
sing
a mouthful.
it. Charles Xavier Norris Young Paxton. Charles Xavier Norris
Oliver
Young Paxton.
is Oliver Benson Winfield because I was watching a lot of Law and Order SVU at that time. And Matilda has my middle name because why not?
Yeah.
She's Matilda Marie.
Of course she is.
Yeah.
It's a very proper lady, that one. Well, I saved a Reddit post. I know we're still playing around with the top and that kind of thing, but I have an interesting dating over 30 post that I kind of wanted to get your feedback on.
Okay.
Because I do feel like a lot of our listeners are, in their late 20s, early 30s, and this situation, if they're dating, may really apply to them. This person basically owns her own place. She's 32. Her boyfriend is 30. Okay?
Okay.
They've been dating for a year. Things are getting serious. Her boyfriend was living with his parents to save up money, and he's getting ready to purchase his own home. So they've been together for a year, and now they're starting to talk. She's like, can I talk about the future? Like, are we, when you're buying a place, can you consider me in this decision kind of thing? And then also, he already has a 3-year-old kid. She's now like, also, do you want kids? And so at first he's like, yeah, I think I could do another one. And then he changed his mind and is like, I don't think I want to do this again. And then now he's like, can we put a pin in it? I'm open to having the conversation about it later.
About kids?
About kids.
Okay.
She's 32.
Okay.
What do
Freeze
you
your
do in
eggs.
that situation if you want children?
You freeze your eggs.
Unfortunately, we're at we're at
If you can afford that.
If you can afford that.
Cheap
True.
thing to do.
that thing's
Yeah.
like
Yeah. If
so
it's a
expensive.
possibility, you freeze your eggs. If it's really important to you and you want that to happen sooner than later, then you got to move
want
on.
kids someday.
Someday or now?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's yes, someday or now, I think is the question. Because like here is something. Like it's a friend of a friend. So someone I've met maybe a couple of times, follow on Instagram. She was with her partner for 12 years and then they broke up. And they had always talked about having kids. She always wanted to have kids. He dragged his feet on it for a long time. Then now she's in her 40s. They never had kids. And she didn't freeze her eggs. She didn't do any of that. And now, at this point, she's not in a relationship currently. She probably won't have kids. And so, I think what is the level of importance this has to you? Because yes, you can freeze your eggs if you can afford that, which again, it's not a cheap thing. And some people, it's just not possible for them to do. You also have to pay to keep your eggs frozen.
Right.
Like
You have to house them.
Yeah. So how important is it? Also, some people don't want to have kids in their 40s. Like they would rather. So do you want kids now in the next couple of years? Because if so, and you want them with this person, he needs to give you more than put a pin in it. You guys are going to have to really sit and like have a conversation about realistically, is this something that you want or don't, or you don't think you are going to want, because she will need to move on.
Yeah.
If that's the case.
I think unfortunately there's a time too when he's clearly making moves with his life to better his own life and do the things he needs to do for himself. And I think that she also needs to take this time.
Yes.
and just maybe take a little retreat or take a few days of like just no social media, no nothing, to really contemplate, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Where do you want to be? Do you want to already be a mom in 5 years? And if that's the case, then you need to look at, how important is it on the scale? Does he match this in importance? And if it's not matching, it's not matching. And it's,
Right. I mean, and they've only been together for a year, which isn't which isn't a short amount of time, but it's not a lifetime either. And so him making decisions about buying a house or whatever without necessarily wanting to partner with her on that is fine.
I totally agree.
Right?
Yeah.
But it is when you start making those really big life choices and you are in a serious relationship, it does speed up the process of we need to start thinking about what
does our future look like?
Futures look like, like either individual or together. Like, what does that look like?
Yeah.
You have to have those conversations.
I also think it just makes me really sad. Dating is hard enough, but dating at that age range too, when you do want to become a mother, I feel like adds a whole other layer of difficulty, and like you want to get it right because we are in a time crunch, there's a lot of advances in medicine and stuff. However, we also live in 2026 United States where
Gilead.
Yeah. So
because I know lots of people who have kids in their 40s. I don't, I'm like, great.
Good for you.
But I know that not everybody wants to do it that way, and that's fine too, so it really does come down to what do you want? What do you see for your future? Because time moves, man. And time moves fast. And waiting for men with things like that is sometimes, because I mean, we see it all the time where there are men in their 40s who are still like, I don't know, kids someday on social media on their right. So they have a tendency as a whole, as a generalized statement, to drag their feet about things like this because they don't have the same biological constrictions necessarily.
That's right.
So
that's right.
So you can't wait. If a man is like, I don't know, like that gives me a little kind of.
I feel it's nervous. A red flag too, and if it's something,
it's a red flag for this relationship. It's not a red flag as a whole.
Correct. It's a red flag if you really want kids right now.
I would not place my hopes and dreams in a man's basket. I'll just say that.
Exactly.
Not when he's being all wishy-washy. No.
No.
Yeah. If it's not a hell yes, then I'm gonna have to think it's a probably not.
Yeah,
you know
that's
what I mean?
right. Yeah. Especially since he already has one too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. He doesn't have that pressure, the same amount of like, fear holding him back or whatever, I guess, Yeah.
Gosh, so this episode is coming out right after Mother's Day too.
Yeah. So I saw that and I thought that would be an interesting discussion for our listeners, who may, be dating in that situation right now.
Gosh, I feel like the whole motherhood conversation is so hard right now, like parenting. I guess choosing whether or not you want to have kids in this climate with the way that things are in the world, with the way that things are with the economy. It's a big decision, I think, for a lot of people. And I'm 36. When I was a kid, I always thought that I would be a mom. Like it was just like no question, I'm gonna have kids someday, And as I got older, I started thinking like, no. And then I got to a place where I was like, no, I actually really don't want kids at all.
Yeah.
And now I'm at a place at 36 years old where I'm like, I think if it happened and I was feeling pretty like secure in my life, then I would do it. But if it doesn't ever happen, I'm also okay. You know, I think that's kind of, I'm happy either way, kind of, you know? Yeah. I don't have, it's just.
Yeah. That's kind of the same place that I came to.
Yeah. That's kind of just where I'm at, right now. Like I don't think I'll feel like my life is empty or I'm missing anything or anything like that if I don't have kids. But if it were to happen and it was in a place in my life where I felt pretty secure, I'd be like, yeah, let's give this a go.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that, you know, what's a red flag for one person, you know, is going to be not for another, right? Like for me, no kids, great. Perfect. Sign me up. Not interested. But yeah, I think it's just, it just comes down to a personal choice, you know?
If I totally fell in love with somebody who didn't want kids at all, I'd be like, okay, great. You know, fine with me. It's not a deal breaker for me at all. But for some people it is, you know, it's a big life decision. So.
Yeah. Oof, I think dating is hard enough. And I think it's harder for women for a number of reasons. Harder in different ways, maybe. Let me try to be empathetic to our male listeners, but adding on top of that a biological clock on something that's really important to some people, it just is rough. I kind of think about Keegan, you and I think Cassie, you know her too, somebody that really, really wanted to be a mother and had a bunch of dating mishaps.
Yeah.
And never got around to it. And it breaks my heart. It makes me sad for anybody that wants something in life that gets cheated out of it in some way.
Yeah.
Just, you know.
Yeah.
Shout out to and love to all of the mothers, even if it's just in your heart.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Or to your animals. Okay.
Yes.
I was on Threads and this woman was so salty about seeing she had her baby with her and she saw a woman in the park. Salty enough to make a post about it where she saw another woman in the park who had their dog in a stroller with like a fan set up and like a water set up.
Queen
behavior.
And she's like, it's so disrespectful to call yourself a fur mom,
get fucked,
a dog
Lady,
mom,
real.
when there are real mothers out there.
Okay.
And I'm like, look,
go fuck yourself.
If you can't afford that luxury stroller setup for your baby, just say that. Just say that.
No, it just
okay.
People have such a high horse when it comes to motherhood in general. I think sometimes, and it's like, you know what? Why can't people just fucking live? Why can't people just enjoy the thing that they're enjoying?
Sorry,
like
my
honestly,
cats are my babies.
Yeah,
I understand they're not human children.
My pets are my babies too. So
yes,
I
understand.
I call
I'm
Chuck
not
my
delusional.
first son all the time.
I walk my cats around in a stroller. Yeah. They're my babies to me.
Yeah.
So
I think you hit the nail on the head, Cass. It's just like always this war or something. And it's not just motherhood. It's like everything. But it's just like
everything.
If people could just stop like having opinions on the way other people live their fucking lives.
Yeah.
The world would be a lot better.
Just get
if it
over
ain't
yourself.
for you, it's not for you. That's fine.
Right.
You don't
Exactly.
do it then.
Exactly. Oh my God.
I will spend my hard-earned paycheck on my cats if I want to. Okay?
Yeah.
Our pups are starting to get a wardrobe. I like little hoodies, especially on Leroy. I really want to get him
a pit bull in a onesie.
Oh,
the best thing I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, the cutest thing in the whole world.
It's so
my God.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I wish my cats would wear clothes. They hate it.
I was just thinking about this the other day. I'm like, I am very against like cropping ears and tails and things. I'm very against it. But Chris and I were talking about, what we would want for our next dog. And I was like, I really want a Doberman, like a big, tall baby Doberman. Just mushy wolf.
I heard they're actually really sweet.
Oh, they're the best dogs.
Like really sweet
My
dogs.
friend had
they
3
look
of
scary.
them growing up and they were dynamite. They're just lovely and so smart, such sweet dogs. Anyway, and I was like, I told Chris, I was like, I feel like an asshole is like, is it weird for me now? Like, because I'm so used to seeing Dobermans with the cropped ears. I'm like, I forgot that that's not normal.
Not naturally like that. Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know what that would look like.
I bet it's so cute. Like a little floppy ear situation on a Doberman. Oh my God. I bet it's so cute. But I will say, yeah, I'm totally against all that stuff too. But whenever you see a dog with a cropped tail wagging his tail and it's just that little stump,
the nub,
it's like, oh, it's so cute.
So cute. Oh, it's so cute.
I just love animals, period, man. I get such a kick out of watching my crows. I'm waiting patiently. I'm trying to be as patient as possible with the crows. Crow update for those who care. They wait for me to come home. They sit on my porch now because they're just like, make with the dinner. Where is it at? I'm just like, when will you take? I saw a video of a woman who like tapped a wall and then the crow came and then ate out of her hand. And I'm like, why can't this be my life? I'm trying so hard.
You are setting them up for heartbreak.
Yeah,
you know?
That's true.
You know,
you can't do that. Actually, yeah, that's right. Yeah. They'll be devastated.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah. I saw a video the other day of somebody that spent all this time like basically rescuing a squirrel, like saving a squirrel or whatever, and then one day it just left and didn't come back. You know,
Gus has not been back. Like, Gus hasn't been back for about a month, and it is devastating.
All I do is fucking cry on this app.
I swear to God,
girl, I'm not kidding. Like I still have squirrels who come visit me. Like I have 3 squirrels now who come visit me.
Keegan, she's a busy mom now. Okay,
I want to believe that. I want to believe she's, you know, living on a farm upstate.
She is too busy to be hanging out with her single friends. She's got kids to watch.
Can't hang out on the porch with her single girlies anymore.
Come on.
I hope that's what happened because I love that squirrel and I'm so sad because I have not seen her in about a month.
Her husband's like, ugh, you going to Keegan's again?
Going to get peanut drunk at Keegan's house.
My gosh. Well, you guys want to take 5 and then we'll come back with stories?
That sounds good.
Yes. And we're back. Okay, Cassie, kick us off.
Okay, so we got a great story from a listener, and it starts out, "Hi, girls. My name is Taina. Taina? Don't worry about the pronunciation," she says, "and I'm a Brazilian listener. I started listening to you through the Queens podcast. Shout out, Queens.
Shout out.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, we love them.
Katie and Nate.
Yes. And since then, I've never stopped. Right now, I'm somewhere around the end of your 2023 episodes. I love you guys so much. Oh my God.
Oh, that's so great. We've got to write her back and tell her which episode this story appears in, because otherwise it's going to be a while till she hears it.
Yeah, you're going to be listening for a long time, and then suddenly, oh my God. I love you guys so much. I wanted to share my worst date story. To be honest, I'm not sure whose worst date it actually was, mine or his, but the whole situation was absolutely catastrophic. And now looking back, I think it's hilarious. So I was in college at the time. I studied at one of the biggest universities in Brazil. And because of its reputation, we had a lot of exchange students, tons of Germans, Italians, and French people. One funny thing about being surrounded by people from other cultures while you're still fully immersed in your own is that that the differences become very obvious. Mm-hmm. It's different from when you're the one living abroad. Anyway, all of that is just to say that dating, flirting, and romance culture in Brazil is quite different from what you might expect in other places. Here, for example, it's totally normal to kiss or even hook up before you even know someone's name. I love that. Oh. Yes, girl, get it.
Escalated quickly.
I love it. What's actually weird is going on a first date and not even kissing. Dating apps have changed that a bit, but still. Back to the story. There was this French guy. I'm not going to say his name just in case. We'll say T. The most beautiful man I've ever seen. Seriously, insanely hot. I had noticed him at a few college parties, but like I said, cultural differences. It stayed at eye contact for a while until one day I got the courage to go up and ask him for a kiss. We kissed at the party, then at a few others. Eventually, I got brave enough to ask him for his number and suggested we go on a proper date. Up until that point, I couldn't tell.
Can I say, I actually really love that.
I do too.
Yeah.
Before
you're
have,
wasting
physical chemistry.
time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
I do get it.
Yes.
We do it the other way.
Because we're prudes.
Yeah, Americans really are.
Very prudish, yes. Up until that point, I couldn't tell if his lack of initiative was disinterest or just cultural differences. So I texted him and made the move. We agreed to meet at a bar I knew, a very typical Brazilian bar. Lots of plastic tables and chairs on the sidewalk, super cold beer, and very loud. I wanted to show him something local, like this is Brazil.
That sounds dope.
Sounds delightful. I want to come visit you.
I want to go on a date. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
So he showed up on his bike right on time and mentioned that his apartment he was staying in was very close to the bar. He didn't speak much Portuguese and I didn't speak any French. And we both spoke some English. So communication was already not great from the start.
I think that would be really hard for me.
Yeah. Of course. It'd be hard for anybody.
Well, I don't know. I think some people they just have such incredible chemistry that they can make it work. I think because conversation is so important to me.
Sure.
On dates that I would really struggle with.
It's a big part of my attraction to people is
They're in college.
Conversation.
I think the big part of his attraction was being hot and French. Okay.
Really hot and French.
We're not looking for marriage here.
Carry on. Yeah.
Okay. During the conversation, he talked a lot about his apartment and the neighborhood, and me, young, confident, and a little drunk, started thinking he was inviting me to sleep with him. When the bar was closing, he said he was going home, and I said, okay, I'll come with you.
Lead the way.
Okay.
The walk there was so awkward. We barely talked because of the language barrier. He had pushed his bike because he couldn't really walk. We couldn't really walk side by side, and I wasn't about to run next to him while he rode it. Also, important detail.
Be funny if you did, though. So funny. If he's riding a bike, she's just jogging next to him.
She's like, I'm going home now. Okay, goodbye. I'm going home now. Also, important detail. I was wearing a leather mini skirt and summer sandals and a tank top. At that point, I couldn't tell if he actually wanted me there or not, but I just kind of inserted myself into the situation because he was so hot and, French.
Shoot your shot, girl.
Yeah, girl. We got to his, and it was exactly what you'd expect from an exchange student. Basically, no furniture, just a mattress on the floor. Totally fine. I was into him. So we started making out. Things are heating up, and I was like, okay, he's definitely into me too. And then, out of nowhere, he just stops and says he's sleepy. I tried to keep things going a little, but it clearly wasn't happening. So I got the hint, called a taxi.
My ego would be hit
in tight
in the middle.
To be a bold,
Sleepy.
beautiful Brazilian woman, right? If only.
Yeah.
And said I was leaving. She orders a taxi, says she's leaving. He's either extremely sleepy or pretending just to get his slightly drunk Brazilian girl out of his apartment. Didn't even come downstairs with me. I went down alone. Now, I need to explain that the building's set up. There's a gate separating the building from the street and a glass door that separates the common area from the stairs and the apartments. The gate needs a key, and the glass door only opens from a button from the inside. So I went downstairs, saw my taxi already waiting, stepped out through the glass door, and it closed on me. I walked to the gate and tried to open it. It's locked.
Oh, no.
That's when it hit me. I needed a key. So I tried to go back through the glass door, also locked. The button is on the fucking other side.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no.
I'm trapped in this tiny space between the glass door and the street gate at 3 a.m. I
feel like that's a flaw. Why did they put the button?
You should be able to get out.
Yeah.
I started texting him, asking him to come down and open the gate. The messages were delivered, but he didn't read them. Then I called him once.
Oh, he was tired.
Once, twice,
fell right to
3,
sleep.
4 times. Nothing. At that point, I was no longer drunk, and the humiliation starts to sink in. Like, oh my God, what did I get myself into? This man is clearly not into me. I had been oblivious the whole time. After a while, 37 unanswered calls and a very important impatient taxi driver waiting for me, I realized my only option is to climb the gate and jump over to the other side.
Mini skirt.
So that's what I did in a leather mini skirt, slightly hungover, completely humiliated. I managed to climb it and jump and landed a bit awkwardly, scraped my knee in, but honestly, I didn't care. I just wanted to get...
Taxi drivers just watching.
I just wanted to get out of there. I just wanted to get out of there before T woke up and saw me like this. I got into the taxi, and the driver, who had witnessed everything, turned around and said, "Wow, what a phase," and drove me home. I got home safe. Everything was fine, but I never spoke to him again.
Yeah.
I've always said this. Taxi drivers and Uber drivers there has to be a podcast out there, right?
Yeah. Right.
Where people just like talk about the things they've seen,
the
conversations they've overheard in their car.
Yeah, wasn't there a whole show on on HBO called Taxi
Confessions or something? Right.
Oh my God.
Dude, I've seen TikToks where people have been passengers listening to like Uber drivers having conversations.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen those where it's just like wild, where you get like a show basically? There was this one TikTok where this girl was bawling out her boyfriend like big time. She's like, "I'm sorry, girl," like to the girl recording in the backseat. Girl in the backseat's like,
"I don't know.
So, oh, good." And like, do it, lady. Rating. Do it, lady. Yeah, exactly. Okay. This story comes from Reddit. She says, "So I recently decided to get back on the dating apps for the first time in a while. You know the mentality. Maybe this time will be different. Third time's the charm, right? I had literally just finished setting up my Hinge profile when I agreed to meet someone for my first date." Dating as a woman on the apps, it's pretty easy. The plan was a roller rink. Cute, nostalgic, very, very rom-com. Within minutes, I fell in what can only be described as a spectacularly ungraceful way and landed on my wrist. Because it was a first date, I did the completely logical thing and pretended I was fine.
That's the thing about roller rink as a first date, where it's like, it sounds like a good idea, but you've got to be pretty confident. You either have to be pretty confident in your skating ability, or you've got to be just so charming and cute about the fact that you're going to be fumbling around and falling. And
Yeah. So even after the date, I continued to muscle through the injury with some delusional hope that it was just a minor sprain and I needed to toughen it up and not be a baby about it.
Oh, is she from the Midwest?
Walk it off.
Hi, walk it off. Yeah. Yeah. Rub some dirt in it.
So being the resourceful adult I am, I bought a brace off Amazon, iced it every couple hours, and did my best to limit using it.
That's 100% what I would do until I realized, like, oh, you in danger, girl. You know what I mean? Like, I would do that for as long as possible.
Then a couple days in, I apparently decided it was time to transition into a DIY physical therapy phase.
Girl.
Attempting things
just like... go to urgent care at this point. Like, listen, it's time. I'm telling you, it's time to go to urgent care.
This is a specifically United States story. I swear to God.
Yes,
I swear to God.
This is screaming, I don't have insurance. This is screaming early 20s, I don't have insurance.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So DIY physical therapy phase, attempting things like texting with both thumbs, holding objects, folding laundry, and practicing rotating and bending the damn thing.
If it's that bad, you need to see somebody. Like that, you probably broke something. You fractured your wrist.
Talk about the most irresponsible circumstance for wishful thinking and home remedy solutions.
Yeah, sounds
Fast forward a week of swelling and pain later.
Oh God.
On my birthday night, while celebrating with my roommates.
Just taking shots, just one swollen wrist.
I took the brace off after the swelling had finally gone down enough to actually see it and get their opinions. Your roommates who are
a week later.
Listen, this is definitely a U.S. based story. There's anything,
yeah, 100%,
girl.
Oh, because by now the pain was increasing and becoming sharper. I also found it alarming that the swelling had gone down.
A week, it's getting worse after a week. Not like the pain is getting worse. No, it's not like healing.
I also found it alarming that the swelling had gone down, but my wrist still looked a bit crooked. My friend who skateboards, still not a doctor.
Still not a doctor.
My friend who skateboards and is unfortunately very familiar with what fractured joints look like, took one look at my wrist and immediately said, "Yeah, that's a fracture." Turns out he was right.
Oh, God.
The next morning, I finally went to the ER where an x-ray confirmed my wrist is definitely broken and angled at that. Ooh. The doctor explained that the wrist has what they call a dinner fork deformity, which is apparently medical terminology for your wrist is bent in a way wrists are not supposed to bend.
Oh, honey.
Your wrist is forked up is what he's saying.
All forked up. Now I need surgery since it's been a week since the injury. Put it off long enough so that it's worse and more expensive.
Now it's a bigger problem.
Great.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So my first hinge date didn't lead to romance. It led to a splint and an orthopedic referral. Honestly, I'm still trying to decide if this is a sign from the universe or just an extremely accurate metaphor for my dating life. And yes, before anyone asks, I did start a fundraiser to help cover the surgery costs.
This is so U.S. coded.
Very, our medical system, GoFundMe.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And to answer the other question I know will come up, no, I haven't told my former date, and no, a second one is not on the books.
Oh, wow.
You know, I do have to say, unfortunately, very relatable.
Yeah.
Very relatable. Mm-hmm. Like, I have insurance now, and it still took me longer than it should have. I still had to be convinced that I needed to go to the urgent care for my cat bite.
You Google it first, and you're like, is there something I can do about it now that doesn't require like a $300 urgent visit?
Mm-hmm. I mean, and the amount of convincing yourself it's important enough to go in. Like the same thumb that Matilda bit a few years ago when I was at Disneyland, I got out of an Uber, shut it completely, like the door latched, like I shut it in the car door.
Oh.
Like, and it bled like freaking crazy. It was
swelled
horrible.
up. Yep.
It swelled up. I still have a scar on this thumb has been through it, man. Like MVP, my right hand thumb. But I was Googling it. I never ended up going to the urgent care because I was like, what are they going to do that I can't do at home? Right. Like, I'll just get a popsicle stick and like wrap it up myself. Like, they're not going to be, no one can do anything. Even if it is like cracked, I'll just like let it heal naturally. Yeah. And it does still click sometimes, but other than that, it's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it's got a little bit of arthritis.
Still clicks. Yeah.
Oh, but it's the amount of like, we can't, it's such a luxury to be able to just go because you think maybe something might be wrong.
Yeah.
Rather than like convince yourself you need to go, like this is serious enough to go to the doctor.
Oh yeah. I think we've all had those like procrastination stories.
For sure.
Of putting off going to the doctor, and then it's actually worse when you finally do go.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, if I'd gone right away.
Right. And wouldn't
have been
like
a kidney infection.
Yeah, that's the benefit of getting older.
Kidney, bladder, and
is that like when you get older, you learn those lessons, and you're like, I better just go now.
Yeah,
like it's true. I better just go now.
Yeah.
Not me in my 20s though. Okay, this is a very appropriate, shall we say, Mother's Day story. Okay. A few years ago, I chatted online for 4 weeks and met up with literally Norman Bates.
Oh.
I had started to be concerned a week or so before, as he just would not quit sending me pics of his mother, her clothes, hairstyles through the years. He was so friendly at the time, chatty, cultured, wanted to take me places. We got on like a house on fire, apart from Mommy.
Hold on. Hold on. I already have so many questions.
1 million questions.
Yeah.
How does that come up in a text conversation with somebody you haven't met? Why are you sending various pictures of your mother?
Through the years, different hairstyles, Mommy's clothing.
What? I would not meet that person.
No,
in real
I don't
life.
care how
That's
well we get
very
along
weird.
otherwise.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care how well we get along otherwise. This is weird enough that I'm like, no,
I don't like
sorry,
this.
I'm not doing it.
This is off-putting.
Off-putting. To cut a long story short, Mommy had been dead for 12 years. The other pics of happy family occasions were ancient.
Time out.
I know you hate that he's Mommy. You hate that.
I hate that. She's been dead for 12 years and we're still.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, 12 years.
Okay.
She's been dead for 12 years. The other pics of happy
Norman
family
Bates.
occasions were ancient or photoshopped, and he had not met with his brothers for years. So he's not on speaking terms with his siblings. So he's sending her photoshopped pictures of the family together.
Ooh. Ooh. This is. Ooh.
This is
He
dark.
lived alone. He lived alone in the flat she had decorated, keeping it unchanged. He'd keep going up to the attic to get another souvenir of her to show her.
I'm gonna go ahead and, for my own sanity, say that this is rage bait.
No,
I don't know.
What that would be. Okay, as somebody who dated and married somebody with a dead mom, I still don't think I've seen a picture of her. Maybe one.
We have,
but
I've seen one.
Really?
Yeah, I think he sure.
Maybe.
Yeah.
One.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's and
Listen,
that was
losing
2
a
years
parent
prior.
it is really, really difficult. It's life changing.
Yeah.
Like losing a parent and losing someone you're close to. You have to learn how to process that grief in a healthy way.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's tough. Listen, I know it's tough.
Yes. Yeah. It was tragically sad, but any confrontation about these circumstances led to a couple bouts of menacing anger. I backed off and left him with a couple of help sites. He admitted in a final exchange that he didn't have to date, that cybersex was his preference.
Oh, perfect.
Oh.
That's actually
Terrifying.
perfect for you. That's actually perfect.
I mean, yes, don't expose
there.
other humans to this, but at the same time, like, you
Girl,
need
that is
help.
frightening.
You need help. Mm-hmm.
See, and here's the thing. Here's the future that we live in is that those people are going to like literally create.
He's got an AI girlfriend now that
for
looks like his mom.
Sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
They do need somebody human to process
Yes,
this.
you
I
need
don't
a
think
therapist. You need a real therapist. Do not
Lord.
use, Chat GPT as your therapist. You need a therapist, not somebody who's just going to regurgitate.
Yeah, you're right
whatever
about
you
that.
want to hear back at you.
Yeah.
So, truly a completely mother-enmeshed man who didn't want/couldn't change. His whole initial conversations were just a lure to wind me in. My purpose was to listen to his stories about his mother. I felt truly unsafe for a while afterwards. He knew my address as we'd exchanged cards. I updated my security system, and when he sent me some nasty threatening messages, I blocked him and reported him to admin. I still wonder what else was in the attic.
Girl, Girl, what? No.
that is a Halloween. That is a scary
I know. I thought about saving it for.
Oh no, it's
Halloween
great for
season,
Mother's
but-
Day. No, this is great.
Happy Mother's Day.
That was actually not planned, but I found that
Yeah.
story this morning and I was like, well, I need to tell this. And it just happened to align.
That is
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah. The Photoshop really got me.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh.
So what is the Photoshop part? Is he Photoshopping his deceased mother into
and his siblings? I think because he doesn't. So he's making like current family portraits.
I
think that's what I was gonna. It's real. I've been watching The Hunting Party, Cassie.
So good,
and it's real. It's real serial killer behavior.
Yes,
I bet a profiler would go nuts.
On that detail. Yeah, there's something really ominous about that. Like creating happy moments, like fake happy moments is a really...
And again, like we all go through really difficult things in our lives. And I do think loss of a parent, loss of a sibling, loss of a spouse, like those things are really big life altering, shifting things that happen to you. And they can like fundamentally change you. So grief in general, grief period, like fundamentally can change you. You have to find ways to cope that are healthy. So I have empathy for this person because very clearly something derailed, and he's not getting the help that he needs to process it and live a healthy life.
Yeah.
So I feel for him in that way, but also, hell yeah, please stay really far away from me until you get that looked at, get that taken care of.
Right. Right. Yeah. No, grief can rewire your brain, and it's something that you really do have to work at resolving within yourself. Like it's hard. I love that quote too. I forget what movie it's from, but like, what is grief if not love persevering?
Yeah. It's true. Yeah.
And it is beautiful, but if you let it can take over your life. It can destroy your life, so.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of destroying our lives, you want to take 5 and come back with a Tainted Love?
Yeah. Sure.
And we're back, and I'm so excited to do this Tainted Love with you guys today. I went a little... I don't know, maybe it was the spirit of 13 going on 30. Ooh. Maybe it was just the world is on fire and nothing's getting better. So I kind of went in a different direction this week.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you the story of Anne Boleyn of Hellion.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I'm listening.
Right. So Anne Boleyn of the band Hellion, she is a heavy metal goddess. And I cannot fucking wait to tell you all about it. Christina, I thought about you the entire time.
Aww.
When I was writing this, I was like, yes, badass bitches of rock. Here we go.
I got a reminder, a memory, like an Instagram or Facebook memory of when you performed at Whiskey the other day. It popped up. I was like, oh,
that's so great.
You're going to love this.
One of my past lives, man. It's
right.
It's so one of those things I like about TikTok is like people like being like, oh, my grandpa or my grandma used to be a heartbreaker back in the day, and they show these like absolute fucking baddies, and I think about that like all the time, like how many past lives we have within our current lives. I'm like, oh yeah, I used to be in a cult a little bit, and then I was in a band.
Everybody, Modern Bronze I think is still on Spotify. Everybody go listen to Christina sing.
Yes. Oh my God, totally. Oh my God. Okay. So heavy metal has always been a man's game. Christina, rock in general, it's a very man's world. Anne Hall grew up loving metal music, and with her brother, she would put on these metal concerts, these little pretend concerts with cardboard guitars, playing records for the neighborhood kids.
I love it.
I love it. And it's like, it's so funny because they have cute little videos of them back then doing it on this show that I watched. Oh my God, it was great. So she loves bands like Judas Priest, Black Sabbath. Her favorite band is Deep Purple. So she's like, she's hard into rock and roll music, and learned early though that women weren't given a fair shake when it came to career choices. This is something that when she was a kid, she experienced and was like one of those first tastes of like, yeah, well, women can't just do whatever they want. She was very fascinated by space, and they actually got to meet some like astronauts or people from NASA at like a trainee or like something that made think at their school or something like this. And she was so fascinated by it. And she was like, this is what I want to do when I grow up. And basically they were like, laughed her off and were like, you can't be an astronaut. Women can't fly. Women can't be pilots, let alone be astronauts. Like, and she was just like, why not? Like, what do you mean? Women can do whatever, right? So Anne wanted nothing more as she grew up than to be in a band and travel the world. This is like her dream. And while working at a local theater, also got another kind of being a woman wake-up call. She was in an area at this theater that she, where they screen movies, and it was below the screen, and it was kind of a backdoor entrance where a lot of people who worked there, a lot of the kids or whatever, would let friends in this back door. So she saw somebody going down there, and she went to kind of take a look. The person grabbed her from behind and attacked her. She was able to escape, kicking the door open. She was able to run out and run back around to the theater and to the front door. She told her parents and she told the theater what happened. And they said, please, obviously that sucks, but please don't say anything because we're already having a hard time keeping the theater open. So,
obviously that sucks. Okay.
Obviously that sucks for
so
you,
much.
but we're really trying to keep these doors open. Not long after, she's still a teenager, another incident happens, which kind of is incredibly shocking. Police come to her house and confront her mom and basically tell her that a man in the area had been stalking her daughter and another girl from the high school. They both had similar dark hair, parted in the middle, which was indicative of this person's very much
Ted Bundy?
type of this person was Ted Bundy.
Oh,
shit.
shut up.
Isn't that fucking
Holy
insane?
shit.
It's
So
insane. That's insane, right? Anne thought her ticket out of this town, out of, whatever could be music still. And so she went to tons of rock shows, and she would always show up early to the venue and, be there for sound check, always trying to get away to get in and jam with some of the bands if possible. And sometimes it happened. Like sometimes she was able to get on stage, play keyboards and just jam with the band as they're setting up and getting sound checks going. I mean, how exhilarating is this if you're a fucking teenage girl and you're just like able to rock out with like these really cool people, right? So in this aspect, she was able to meet tons of people, a lot of influential people. So when one day she got a call at 17 years old, she's a senior in high school, she gets a call from a guy named Kim Fowley. I don't know if you know the name Kim Fowley. I'll tell you a little bit more about him. He claimed to be Howard Hughes' son at some point. He said he was putting a band together called none other than the Runaways.
I knew that's what this was. Yeah. Okay.
They wanted her to try out in Los Angeles to be their bass player. Her parents were adamant. She is not going to go all the way down. They're living in Washington State. She's not going to go all the way down to LA by herself and fucking audition.
Did you guys see the
to be in a
movie,
rock band.
The Runaways?
I didn't.
I mean, it was good actually. I thought they did a good job, but horrifying.
Yeah.
Horrifying.
Well, from what I know about this, So she's like, they got into a huge knockdown, drag out fight. And finally her stepdad was like, you know what? Fine, go. He's like, I think she basically told her parents, like, you're going to let me audition for the Runaways or I'm going to be a runaway, right? Like, I'm doing this, right? So they acquiesce. And her brother even says, he's like, they probably just let her go just to get it out of her system, right? Like, she's going to go. She's going to find out it's not that fucking easy to just join a band and, be whatever. And so she does. She goes. She arrives in LA and was directed to go to a specific payphone in a parking lot of a grocery store and call Kim Fowley.
What a time.
She tells Fowley that she's not, and they meet up, whatever. He takes her to the place that the studio. And she tells Valley, like, look, I'm not really a bass player. I can play instruments, but really I'm, my forte, I'm better at keys, etc. I can sing, whatever. And he's like, well, that's fine. Just try out. He's like, nothing else. We have a guy in the back and it comes through the speaker. He'll play through the amp. And she's like, not really what I was looking for. I want to be a pro. She's like, I'm 17, but like, I want to be, if I'm going to be doing this, I want to present myself and be good at my craft. Right. So Kim takes her after the tryout to his apartment where Kim drops trow and pulls his wiener out.
Yeah.
Anne's like, yeah, that's not going to happen, sir. And basically gets the fuck out. So
yeah,
let me tell you a little bit more about this creep.
Such trash. Yeah.
Yeah. So let me tell you a little bit more about this fucking creep. Just recently, the Runaways songwriter, Carrie Crome, reached a partial settlement for a lawsuit she had when she was groomed and sexually abused by the late producer Kim Fowley, and as well as former K-Rock DJ Rodney Bingenheimer.
Let me just say, if there's a grown-ass
13.
man, exactly. If there's a lot of the members of the Runaways were like 13, 14.
That's
when
right.
It started. And
Babies.
It's like, if there's a grown-ass man who wants to put together a highly sexualized group of
13-year-old girls,
and be with them all the time, that man's a fucking predator. Sorry. And like the 70s, the way that the 70s treated young girls and like young teenagers, like look at Brooke Shields and shit.
Oh my God.
Like
totally.
in the 70s and early 80s, like literally a crime. Literally a crime. This guy is such trash.
The other thing too, like one of the common arguments is like, well, like the times were different, like blah blah blah.
No.
Like back in the day, like they used to be married and like blah 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 in history.
Not in the 70s.
And that's also not true in the 1570s either.
It was
like,
unusual.
It was
they didn't
very
have, and they
unusual.
didn't have sexual relationships typically, even if they got married at 14.
It was
Exactly.
only for
symbolic.
the elite, really. But like, if you were a regular person, there was a lot of things to do to run a household. You were marrying an adult woman.
Absolutely.
In order to run the house and be able to take care of kids. So
miss me with that shit.
Yes.
Like honestly,
yes.
like, just say that you're a sex pest and leave me alone. If you're
Truly.
making excuses online.
That's right.
Oh, it was a different time.
No.
A red flag immediately. Check your server.
Get the fuck out. Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
don't trust that.
Fowley, honestly, he was accused of at least 6 more times assaulting her in the following year. Again, between the ages of 14 and 15. He's 35 at the time.
Disgusting.
Disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
He also has been accused of sexually assaulting other Runaways members. Lead singer is one of them as well, who's come out and
Cherie.
Yeah, has come out and said exactly the same. So thank God she avoided this sex pest. But this too, like this happening, this kind of like shitty like bullshit happening was like, fuck this. Like I don't need a man to create a band for me. I can create my own fucking band. And so she's like, I'm going to set out and do my own thing. And she was like, I'll never deal with another creepy man in control of my career again. At 17, girl. Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So the 80s are here. Punk's fading out. Metal is on the rise. Anne is living in Los Angeles. She's rented a place in the Hollywood Hills. And she throws this big party. They're singing, playing in the backyard. The next morning, they get a letter from the neighbors calling them Hellions. And she was like, what a fucking killer name for a band. She's like, you're right. We are Hellions. So enter the scene, female lead, metal band, female-led metal band Hellion, hitting Troubadour, the whiskey. They make a demo. The demos are fucking selling like hotcakes. They are selling as many as they can fucking print. Basically, they're pressing records. As many as they can press are getting sold at every fucking concert. Their demo lands at number 6 on the UK charts. Like that's insane, right?
Yeah, yeah.
like I said, they're
I've
pressing
never
their
heard
own.
of this person. That's crazy.
It's so wild, right? Well, because metal was like a kind of, it was like a real, especially
Niche.
in the 80s, and it was very hit like a stride. A lot of people got into it, and then it really kind of
and metal's
faded.
never been my thing,
Sure.
so that's not surprising to me. But it just sounds like she's such a kind of
Badass
like
bitch.
icon that it would have crossed over. Yeah.
So they're pressing, like I said, their own vinyl. She's basically had sold her keyboards, I think, at one point to continue being able to press new albums. They're just getting eaten up. They do a show in the Reseda Country Club. How funny. Where they're going, there's a lot of music execs. Anne is backstage about to go on when two bouncers grab her, say she's not allowed to back there. She's like, I'm the lead singer of Hellion. The guy's like, no, I've heard Hellion. They don't have a girl singer.
Okay.
She's like, they grab her. They're like also assaulting her at the same time, kick her out, throw her out the back door. She's able to kick one of the guys in the privates and pisses them off. And so they throw her out the back door. And just like in the theater when she was a kid, she runs around up front and ends up having to walk through the audience to get on stage. And because it's the only way she was allowed to get back on stage. And Anna kills it that night. A female heavy metal band was just like not something people had seen before, but they just rocked. And really a female when in correlation to heavy metal, especially like backstage or whatever, you're looking groupies, you're thinking whatever, right? And so there weren't many people even making it through, like even in hard rock. It's like you had people like Pat Benatar, you had people like the Bangles, Heart, but this wasn't metal. This isn't metal music. And she's doing metal, like hair band metal. And it was just so unique. There was nothing really like this at the time. So this is the funniest story, guys. She meets Ronnie James Dio in a 5K run. This is the coolest fucking story, dude. Can you imagine? You're just, we're doing a little 5K. Oh, just Ronnie James
I love
Dio.
that she runs 5Ks. I think that's a great little detail.
Dude, wait till you
She's
see
just out there on the weekend.
Wait until
running
you
a 5K.
Google and see how just
Badass.
insanely badass beautiful she is too.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
So she meets Ronnie James Dio at a 5K run. They have a lot in common. Dio is also a bit of an outsider when it comes to metal, surprisingly, especially at the time. I think now people really look at Dio as like a real rock god that just didn't like he went berserk, right? Like people love Dio, but I think even more so as time has passed, people are like giving him his just desserts because he is one of those voices that just stands out in metal as like just godfather of metal type shit. Like, but
What band was he in?
Black Sabbath?
is that it? No, because that's
think-
Ozzy. What band was Dio in? You're right, Christina. It was Black Sabbath.
Yeah.
Which is
And then
also
what?
Ozzy. So I guess both.
Rainbow. Ooh, what's Rainbow? He was also in Rainbow?
Oh, okay. Okay. I was just curious. I don't know anything. I don't know. Not that I don't know anything. I don't know a lot about metal.
See, I know Dio only as Dio when he did his own self stuff.
Got
But
it.
yeah, he was also in, Black Sabbath. So he is, both of them are kind of like outsiders, right? So what you might not know about Ronnie James Dio is he's very short. So he's kind of like the short king amongst like these big, tall, heavy hair guys, metal gods, right? And he's just kind of this short dude. And it's just, and I've never heard a bad thing about him. I've only actually ever heard really amazing things about Dio. So it's actually kind of cool. He was really into her. He introduces Anne to his wife, Wendy. And Ronnie was really about them. He's like, fuck yes, a female-led metal band. This is rock and roll. She's got amazing stage presence. She's beautiful and she can fucking rock, right? So they're like all on board. They're like ready to like move forward with them. They want to start managing them. So Wendy had started a management company, and Ronnie was like, let's get it going, right? He really believes in them. So in the meantime, also a company called Music for the Nations reaches out to them. They want to offer them the deal that Metallica had. But Wendy wanted them to get a major label, not this small time label, up and coming label. She wanted them to really go with somebody who had gravitas and could really promote their career. But they just decided, they were like, nah, let's take this thing that's right here. Let's grab it and go. This might be our only chance. So right a fucking way, they replaced her with a male singer. They used all her fucking songs, re-recorded all the vocals, and then had to rename the band because they weren't allowed to use it, calling it Burn. And it tanked. They never got signed. They never did shit. So
that's such a hard decision to make. I think that all of us like who have pursued artistic, pursuits, that decision to go with what's being offered you or wait is so hard.
Well, and then anytime you're like creating, like not just music, but like any kind of creative endeavor that's a group project, when you insert money into that conversation, it gets really fucking complicated very fast.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. It's
because like of course this is the quick payout, right? Like the quick like, oh, they're offering now, let's go for it.
Well,
right?
and the truth is you don't know if anything better is going to come along. Like you don't. Like you wait so long. You see that in acting, music, whatever it is. It's like you wait so long for any kind of break that if you get one, even if it's not what you wanted exactly, you think, if I don't take this, will there ever be another opportunity?
Right.
Like you don't want to kick yourself, because you think, oh, maybe something better will come along and that would be better. But what if it doesn't?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. What if nothing better comes along? Exactly right. So she's like, I'm not giving up. She restarts Hellion. She brings on board this guy, Chet Thompson, a guitarist. They go heavier, they go darker, and it's top to bottom, a killer roster. They have a solid band. They have a real clear vision, and they release the album Screams in the Night. She was so determined that she was like, and I don't want to keep relying on men to mind my career. So she's like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm starting my own label. So her and one of her girlfriends really are like the main people kind of running this label. It's called New Renaissance Records. She's running this record company basically out of her apartment, right? They're just doing, and they're taking, they're of course doing their own record, but they're also taking, making compilation records from bands who needed the exposure. So a lot of other bands that were, in the Hollywood scene that she knew, she was like, yeah, let's throw your album on this heavy metal album, and, we'll get it out. So she's actually putting out some of the earliest material from bands like Mayhem and Sepultura. So
wow,
like these aren't just like no names that you've never heard of before. These are like people that she knows, but of course is like getting them known. So 1988, Hellion films a video for MTV. They spent a shit ton of money. A lot of people were working for free. But again, first female-led metal band to appear on MTV. And it is getting heavy rotation. This is huge.
And we're talking 80s?
88. Yeah.
Yeah,
peak
1980s
MTV.
Yeah.
Yeah, babe. All music videos.
There's actually, I think there's a website now or something that has recreated MTV that has like old school MTV. You can go on and watch it.
Yeah, isn't that so weird? Because I remember a few years ago is when they retired music videos from MTV. Yeah. Like they don't show music videos on MTV anymore. And it's like, why is this even called music television anymore? It's all reality
junk
shows and stuff like that. I know that if you have like some kind of crazy cable package, at least you used to get like MTV2, MTV3, which would be music videos.
Yeah.
But I don't even know if that exists anymore. It's just...
I think MTV went under entirely now. I think it's...
Yeah, I don't think
so,
it exists.
I think the challenge is still happening. So maybe it's all online or something now.
Maybe because I know that I just very recently saw that they quit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I only know that because our editor's wife, Sarah, loves the challenge. And so I think the challenge and World Rules are still happening.
Did you tell her my old neighbor was on that show?
No. I'm so sorry, Sarah. I'm so sorry. Please don't be mad at me.
So this really, she's getting heavy rotation. The band is getting heavy rotation. They're being seen. They're really being pushed to the front of the scene. And this is huge because now people are like, oh, she is a female. Like, also, too, again, people didn't really even know, I think, at some point that she was
I'm going to have to listen to some of her stuff after we're done with this because I need to hear.
Oh, my God. Yeah, totally. The success for the band members is exploding. They're getting endorsements from instruments. Chet's getting guitar, money from guitars and openings of record stores, you name it, right? All the guys are getting all these amazing things. Anne gains stalkers and harassment from men. She's getting dead roses left at her door. Of course, the police aren't taking her seriously. Anne and her female friend that she's started the record label with, they live close to each other. So sometimes when she wasn't home, they would come to her house and knock on the door. It was insane. They're living in daily fear. So this is not going well.
This is why I've got to say, when there's always these misogynistic, anti-feminist men who pop up in comments on threads or whatever, and they're just like, well, don't call us when you're needing protection. And it's like, first of all, protection from who? The rest of y'all. Secondly, police aren't doing shit. So what do you mean? Who is coming? Yeah. Which one of you is coming to protect me?
I've never relied on you before. I'll never.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the band's also kind of this is a lot, right? So again, the band is really doing their thing. They're getting a lot of, stuff except for Anne. But the band is starting to hit a wall. This is also 88. So, we're heading right into the 90s. And grunge is emerging and metal is dying. It had hit its peak. It had run its course. Hair metal was leaving the scene at a rapid pace. Opportunities are dwindling. People who were doing, some of these smaller metal bands that weren't doing great were some of the singers and whatever musicians are just, selling drugs and doing whatever to get by. All kinds of craziness is happening. Because of the times, they're still in the band. They're still trying to push through and do their thing, but they're not able to play these larger venues. So now they're just doing these smaller shows, smaller bars, and there's a lot less protection. Things start disappearing in her house, like her passport. No. Some guy was like, I'm going to kidnap you and take you to my home country. Don't know where that is, but don't want to go. Thank you so much. Anne is fed up. She's like, you know what? Metal's dying. I don't know what I want to do with the rest of my life, but I don't want to just keep fighting this insane battle. But I do think there's battles to be fought. And she decides to go back to fucking school and become a fucking lawyer.
Yay.
So this is a quote from her. She said, law school was kind of a long shot. I barely got out of high school, she says. But what else was I going to do? And at least I could could do civil rights law or something to help people.
Amazing.
Her friend, who also was helping her with the record label, also went back to school and got her fucking MBA and is now currently her fucking law clerk.
I also have to say, I feel like one of this person's and superpowers is that she's not undervaluing herself, selling herself short, right? Because I think so many of us put limitations on ourselves because we think, yeah, I barely got through high school. Like, how could I possibly make it through law school? We have so many gifts and talents, and our intelligence is beyond whatever was measured in high school or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And you cannot undervalue also like a tenacious spirit. Just being like, I want to, so I will. So I'm going to.
Yeah, I'm just going to. Exactly.
Oh, love that.
Yeah. So Anne's whole mission when she was like, you know, gearing up to finalize her degree and her law career and whatever, she was like, her whole mission now is to specifically protect women against all sorts of discrimination whose careers have basically been stolen because of sexism or stunted, right? Yeah. She's a trailblazer for women in metal. She's, you know, and thrash music, fighting tooth and nail to get out there. And now Anne lives in Studio City. Anne met Simon Wright, the former drummer of bands like Dio, AC/DC, Queensryche, in 2012 at the Playboy Mansion. And now they rock out together. And this, I want to leave you guys with this fucking amazing quote. I've represented a whole lot of women that have been raped by their bosses and other horrible things, she tells me. It's a pretty cool feeling to be able to catch somebody in a lie that screws them over. There's nothing I like more than humiliating some of these jerks. Though the roar of a crowd when you're playing is still pretty awesome too.
Oh, love her.
Yes.
Inspiring.
I love her.
Yeah, what a great story to tell, Cassie.
I know.
I know it's not our typical, but I was like, oh, she's so badass.
Love it.
No, it's like she's got a fighting spirit, like a persevering and like and also like the ability, if it's not working, to not get downtrodden, but to just pivot and be like, no, this is what I'm gonna do.
Yeah,
now.
Make moves.
Yeah. That is so cool. I've not heard of Hellion either. Metal beyond like Queensryche, Metallica, that kind of thing. I don't know like the early stuff beyond Black Sabbath. So I'm gonna have to check it out.
Yeah. So I had never heard of her either. I was really, really stoked to learn her story. So
yeah, great one.
Yeah.
Well, what are you guys watching this week?
I went and saw Devil Wears Prada 2.
Was it good?
Yes. I enjoyed it. I mean, it's not as good as the first one. It is basically a homage to the first movie.
Yeah.
So like if you haven't seen the first one, I don't know how much you're going to, enjoy it necessarily, but I had a good time. It fulfilled what I needed from the movie, which was just to kind of like revisit these characters, see some pretty fashion, enjoy myself.
Yeah. That's what I'm looking for. That's it. The end.
That's it. Right. And so like I did enjoy that part of this movie. There was some choices that were made, like I'd be interested to hear what you guys think when you see it. I didn't love the direction that they took, like Emily's character, Emily Blunt's character, in the movie. So there were some choices that were made that I'm like, I don't love it. But it was interesting. And especially since for Patreon, we just recorded an episode on 13 going on 30, it made me think of Devil Wears Prada because man, were we really obsessed with magazines.
Yeah.
God, yes.
in the early 2000s, like the late 90s, early 2000s. It was the dream
job for any girl.
It was.
Like, yeah.
And so it's so interesting because of course they have to address in the second movie that like magazines are not what they used to be. Yeah. Writing journalism's not what it used to be. So yeah, it was. I think if you're wanting to just have that feel good, go revisit these characters and see some pretty things, then I think that you're gonna have a good time. Yeah.
Well, I just found, I think, one of my new favorite shows, and that is Widow's Bay on Apple TV. It stars Matthew Rhys and Stephen Brute.
Already.
Chris is watching it right now.
Fucking hysterical. I was crying. It's a horror, but it's also like
I'm in.
funny. It's so funny. It's not too scary either, Cassie. It's like,
girl, I almost screamed just standing out there watching this much of it.
It's so funny.
He was in the water. I don't know what happened before or after. I just know he was swimming in the water, and this person like came to grab his leg. It was insane. No,
I was like,
no.
It's kind of like a spoof of those supernatural, like weird, like towns. Like Matthew Rhys plays this mayor who's trying to get this town basically to get more tourists and stuff, and I don't want to spoil too much about it or even think too much about it. Keegan, you would love it. I thought it was so funny.
Yep.
I've only seen the first episode, so we're gonna watch more of it tonight, but it's a killer cast too. It's really, really funny. So
nice. I am currently not really watching much of anything, but I'm reading 2 books. So I'm reading one in a fantasy series. It's a second book in a series. That's just kind of enjoyable candy reading. And then I'm also reading a book for one of the things on Goodreads. Like I got to hit my Goodreads checkoff points, and the one that I'm not reading this one. I'm listening to it. But it is really cute, and it's called This Book Made Me Think of You. So it's very P.S. I Love You coded.
Okay.
This woman's husband dies, and he has left her a book for every single month after she's passed, starting on her birthday, which is in January month. So then she's
left
throughout
her
the year.
Okay.
Every month she gets a new book.
Aww.
And yes,
That's
very
cute.
P.S. I Love You meets
Love
like
that.
maybe Eat, Pray, Love type of.
Love it.
In a good way, not a bad way.
Nice.
Yeah.
Look, I liked Eat, Pray, Love. I get it. I know it's problematic, but I enjoyed it.
I didn't finish it. I'll
The
be
movie.
honest.
I didn't read the book.
Oh, I never watched the movie.
Yeah, that's a Julia Roberts joint. I don't think I've seen the movie either. You know what my dad recommended when I was going through my divorce? It wasn't
He told us Tuscan Sun.
Under the Tuscan
Under
Sun.
the Tuscan Sun.
Diane.
Yes.
Yeah.
I fucking love that movie.
I know, right?
Have you seen it?
Yes.
Oh, so good.
I know.
Yeah. So maybe it's more of that. Maybe it's giving more Under the Tuscan Sun meets P.S. I Love You. Because she goes on a few adventures and yeah.
Well, hey, if you guys have a book we should read or movie we should watch, or you just want to reach out and say hello, go to our one-stop shop of a website. It's myworstatepodcast.com. And we love you so much.
Cheers.